Start recording. I would like to go first. Hey, Track, say Immortal. Sure, why not? We got a lot of looks here. Hey, Elwins. We don't need wild early. Not quite sure. Okay, so they're playing the control deck, so that means this hand is extra fine. It's gonna have plenty of time to dirtle around here. I can't actually activate my champion power anyways, so I'm just gonna pass the turn and change course on their end of turn. We hit the wild source right away here, so we get to activate my champ power on my turn. That's fine. Yeah, I'm pretty happy to snake a Cyclone Shaper here. And then actually, so getting a wild shard in my discard pile is pretty good in this matchup early, because it means that I can put that wild shard back into my deck with my champion power, and then have a chance to hit it off a Chlorophyllia when I draw that later. So this build of the Chimes deck is a little bit different. It's got a copy of Psychic Ascension in it, and instead of Syzygy, we're playing copies of Cyclone Shaper. Let's go ahead and peek here. You thinking about counter magicking this? Yeah, I'm just gonna take change course. We just want to keep like cycling through our deck here. Also, casting. Whenever we cast an action, that card gets cheaper. So, yeah, I'm gonna happily grab an Oracle Song here, start generating some actual card advantage here in a little bit. Activate my champ power and put Cyclone Shaper and Peek back into my deck. And then next turn we can play Cyclone Shaper plus Oracle Song. There are some choo 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 noises in the background. You are not wrong. I would not be surprised if my opponent has a piece of counter magic in their hand at this point. I'm gonna go ahead and play this out. We do need a training mode. I agree. I'm gonna go ahead and play Cyclone Shaper here. I'd be kind of surprised if they use counter magic on this. Wow. Okay. Yeah, deal. Using their counter magic on my Cyclone Shaper seems like it's pretty good for us. It means we can't empower the other ones later, but like my opponent certainly has removal in their deck, so like spending counter magic on a card that they could have spent removal on is huge for us. Oh sweet, that was a peek that we had already drawn. Yep, pretty much just guaranteed want to draw a shard for next turn. Do we have a good game one answer to this? I guess we just power through it with Psychic Ascension. And I think we can actually just like Mastery of Time into the Psychic Ascension basically. I'm going to put this Peek and this Change Course back into my deck. And then I'm going to go ahead and Mastery of Time here basically just to draw a card, reduce this, and play another shard. Play this. That's a Peek that we've already drawn, so that's nice. So we get to do this guy. Draw two, and then, I'm going to go ahead and grab Scheme here, I think. Yeah. That'll let me scheme a Mastery of Time. And then I could do this, which triggers that. And then I start my next turn here, and I can go ahead and play this. Power through. Ascend to be the power of the dark card. So I'm going to champ power one last time and put this Peek. And let's put a shard back in my deck. That's probably fine. And then I'm going to go ahead and cast the Psychic Ascension here while my opponent doesn't have any resources up. And pass the turn. So Psychic Ascension transforms us into a new champion. This says whenever we play an action, we create a random troop with the same cost as that action. And whenever we use our champion power, we get a random action to our hand. So just like casual. I don't know what turn that actually was, but like my opponent's on their 6th turn and they went first. So we Mastery of Timed on our 5th turn basically, which is pretty sweet. Let's go ahead and Chlorophyllia here, which makes me a Spring Dancer. perfect, which makes me an action. God, that's good. Let's go ahead and Chant Power here. Time Ripple, awesome. I'm going to go ahead and Scheme, which creates me a Jet Cadet. I'm going to Scheme the Mastery of Times that are in my deck, because those are excellent to hit. I'm going to go ahead and Oracle Song here, because I haven't played a Shard yet for the turn. We get a Scrap Remager. Yeah. And when I said power through the Dark Heart, we are definitely going to power through the Dark Heart. It definitely seems sweet. I'm going to go ahead and Time Ripple this in response. Which if this resolves, this is going to go back to their hand and they'll have 6 cards and we'll have 6 cards, so they're not going to draw anything extra. And then it's like, do they really want to burn Counter Magic on this Time Ripple? Then we get to play Mastery of Time next turn. You're transmogging my Jet Cadet in... Oh, they're just getting a card out of their hand, so they still get to draw with this. Sure. Don't really care about that. Alright, so would you like to transform another artifact or troop you could... Transform another artifact or troop you control into a Warbot. What is a Warbot? It's a 3/3? God, that's great. Yeah, except I would like to turn... I would like to turn this 2/1 into a 3/3. Thank you. Don't mind if I do. I'm going to go ahead and Mastery of Time to start here. Would you like to activate this power? You may transform another target troop into a Monkey of the Nine Tails. Yes, yes I would. I would like this to become a Monkey of the Nine Tails. Why, thank you. Oh look, that resolved. How lovely. Let's play a Valor on here and make 1 cost. Let's Oracle Song here. Let's go ahead and play this Shard and draw a card. Let's go ahead and activate my Chant Power, see what we get. We got a Vex Storm. Okay, that's definitely not something we're using. Let's go ahead and activate this. Target myself. And remember, we're going to get an extra turn after this one. And then we're going to get an extra turn after that one, because we just drew a Mastery of Time. So, attack with my nerds. We'll leave the reprocessor here, because he's going to turn more things into 3/3s for me. What does this do? Deploy, put a random action for the top 4 cards in your hand. Oh, this drew a card too. Look at that. God, that's great. Oh no, we have to discard. How unlucky. I would like to activate this. Let's turn you into a 3/3. Shall we? Warbots for everyone! Let's go ahead and Mastery of Time here. Make another random 5-drop. Let's go ahead and Chant Power, create a random action. Oh no! Come back! Come back! I wasn't done playing things and making random cards. Alright, anywho, I've got 2 Verdict of the Ancient Kings in our reserves that we can bring in here, and I'm just going to trim 2 copies of Lullaby, I think. Yeah, I think that's all I want to do. I mean, this deck could actually close. Like, we would have likely won that game with the previous version of this deck, but it would have taken us a lot longer. Has promised some hot Shaper action. Yeah, and like, someone commented that, like, this card turns on the removal, but, like, you don't need this card to win the game. You just, like, you know, do your thing. It's possible I want 1 more Verdict in the board for matchups like this. Shaper did eat a Counter Magic, so that was relevant. Shaper ate a Counter Magic. How's it going, Colin? Cancer.deck. I think you mean glorious.deck. It's glorious. So good. So good. Boo doo doo doo. Beep 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 boo. Oh no! This hand is just amazing with the Wild Shard. Alright, chat. Chat, do we win or not? Do we keep this hand or not? Do we keep this hand or not? You all should theoretically have some coins. Type exclamation point bet yes or exclamation point bet N. At Y or N. Try that. This is the first time I've used this one, so. Oh, look at all the believers. My widget's not in a very good spot. I'm gonna have to move that really quick here, but yeah, look at the believers. I'm gonna move that widget real quick here. Probably put it about there. And the text isn't showing up super well. I'll have to fix that later. Ooh, look at all the smart people that voted yes. We'll see. We'll see if we actually win this game, the yeses will win. But it's looking like we're going to get there. You know, skill game, hashtag never didn't have it. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Gosh, that's great. Alright, we had a resource here. He has a dark heart here that could be bad for us. We're gonna need to get some stuff going on here. The dark heart on turn 3 is their ideal opener. Like, they don't have aggressive draws outside of this. I have to champ power these two back into my deck. Okay, so we can start time walking next turn. So we get to play a resource, and then we can play a Chlorophyllia here, and then we can Mastery of Time this turn, right? It's kind of awkward. I really don't want to champ power those back into my deck. But I feel like I should get this in under counter magic, but maybe I just shouldn't. Yeah, I'm just gonna wait. I'm just gonna champ power some things that are not those. Another Oracle song. Yeah, I want some card velocity. I've got selection in these peaks already. There's an Oracle song that draws extra cards. Go ahead and put these focuses back into my deck for now. Sweet. He's tapping out again. That's great for us, so hopefully we can go off next turn. Chaining through the focuses there is good. Our Psychic Ascension's getting cheap. The Lullaby's actually a pretty good card to have here because it means that we're actually looking for a resource with this, which we found. Perfect. I just want to make sure we're hitting a resource drop every single turn. I'm going to go ahead and champ power and put this plus Cyclone Shaper back into my deck. Would not mind a Shaper at this point in the game. Go ahead and Mastery of Time here. Take another turn. Another resource is excellent. Yeah, let's use this song to draw 4 cards, or 3 cards here. Chlorophyllia draws a card and plays a resource. Excellent. This puts me, yeah, so this actually makes this 2 cheaper, basically. It makes it 1 cheaper, and then gives me a chance to do this, so then I can go ahead and play this. I should activate my champion power here first to get some of these cards back into my deck. Let's put these Oracle songs back in. So I can actually peek and then still play this, but I think I'd rather just play this. Oh, and that resets it. That's sweet. And that way I can get some troops from these peaks. So the previous versions of the deck, Terranator, were playing Syzygy, which meant you couldn't play Psychic Ascension, because when you play Psychic Ascension, all of your cards, what's the word I'm looking for? All of your cards end up being free, so they don't actually make units. Which is unfortunate. So we're gonna do this. We're gonna make, what do we make? A Flourishing Growth? Alright, that's awkward. Let's go ahead and Oracle Song here, draw 2 cards. What does this do? If deploy target troop if it's ready, exhaust it, otherwise. Okay, sure. And this gets bigger when we play actions. Well, that's pretty good for us. Yeah, and now we're going to empower this. Oh, right. The empower bug. Sorry, audio got loud. So these peaks are free to play, but they still generate a 2 cost because they're a 2 cost when they hit the chain. So I'm gonna grab this scheme so we can go ahead and make some time warps in our deck. I'm gonna go ahead and copy Mastery of Time here. And now we just kind of start doing it. I don't know what it is yet, but we're definitely doing it. Do I want to grab a Mastery of Time here for next turn? Probably. Yeah, I'll grab Mastery of Time. And then I can't play this out yet this turn, but that's fine. And we actually have this Refute that we can empower. Oh no, if we empower this, it'll be... I was going to say we could empower it so it only costs 2, but that's not how that works. So whatever piece of spot removal they target this with will just refute. That's fine. We're only countering things that target this basically. All right, so we're gonna have to sacrifice two of these things. So probably this guy and this guy. Let's do this one. Oh, it's non-socketed. Okay, so can't actually do that one. Let's play a shard for the turn. Let's play this. Chill. What does that do? Exhaust target card. Chill out, dude. So this actually costs 0, so it doesn't make anything, which is unfortunate. Then let's go ahead and Mastery of Time. We're gonna take an extra turn. Mad Robomancer was the perfect hit there. And then we're gonna go ahead and refute their counter magic here. Oh, look at that! A Lapidary, so we're gonna get to steal one of their... God, this deck is so funny! Oh, that's hilarious. Sorry, Atlas. Oh, right. There's how do I close the bet now? Oh, wait. Oh, I'm looking, I have to close the bet. Did that not work? Alright, yeah, okay, it just took a second. Oh, look, a Kaigalichu deck. That's probably good for us. Not keeping this on the play. Easy replacer. If we had a focus, we'd keep this, because we could focus into a shard and then change course into another shard, but just on one. Yeah, this hand's fine. Not exciting, but fine. Yeah, the deck's actually so there are Master Mosses in the reserves, so you could budget those and you'll just be worse against the Ruby deck, but there are Master Mosses in the reserves. Opponent has Brave on one. That's definitely one of their better starts. They need to be aggressive in this matchup. Lullaby's a good pickup for us here. I'm gonna go ahead and hit this change course for right away, because I want to activate my champion power this turn, and then hitting a Chlorophyllia is actually excellent here. We're in at the very early phase of the game. You're setting up all of your resources, so being able to accelerate our resources is exactly what we want to be doing. Next turn we can Chlorophyllia plus play another shard, then change course again, and champ power again, which is sweet. Hey, Tannen, thanks for the host. Moonsarai Sensei. I guess I can technically next turn go Cyclone Shaper. No, I can't go Cyclone Shaper into change course, right? Into Chlorophyllia? No, yeah, because I only have 3 when I play this. Ignore me. Another Chlorophyllia. Okay, no, we're definitely doing that. And then we'll go ahead and play this resource out. And I think I'd rather change course than Chlorophyllia here, because change course gives me better targets to champ power. I think I'd like an Oracle Song. We're kind of running low on cards. We're not quite under pressure on our life total yet. I'm going to go ahead and put Lullaby and change course back into our deck, because Lullaby is definitely something we're going to want in the mid to late game when we get to the we need to survive portion of the game. Sure, you got a 4-drop. Paw, the old paw of Yazukan, yep. Hopefully we draw a shard for the turn. That would be our deal. Maybe I should have put this Sapphire Shard back into my deck since I wanted to draw a shard anyways. Never mind, skill game. So let's play this. And this makes all of our actions cost 1 less, which makes this Chlorophyllia basically free. It costs 1, but then it puts a resource into play. And then I'm going to Oracle Song here. Now, this is almost certainly going to die, like they likely have Hero Falls or whatever, but we got some value out of it here. Our hand is actually out of velocity here, which feels a little bit bad, so I'm glad I took that Oracle Song earlier. We have, like, Mastery of Time and Lullabies here, but, like, the hand just doesn't do anything other than that. We really need to hit, like, a Zodiac Divination or an Oracle Song or one of the cards that we've Wintermoon back into our deck to start generating a massive card so we can start winning the game. We're also not under a ton of pressure, and, like, we have, like, these are basically time walks, so I'm not super worried about it, but not great right now. On the off chance he doesn't have Hero Fall or doesn't want to use it this turn, and we get to ready with this, that would be pretty sweet, but I'm pretty much assuming this is going to die this turn. Yep, so our hero has fallen. That's fine. We actually really don't want to draw more Cyclone Shapers, so I think I'm okay with that. We're going to hit for 6 here, which again, this opponent still doesn't even have lethal on the table, so this matchup's pretty good for us. We're going to have to brick off for a lot of cards here to not draw out of this. Alright, we hit another Lullaby. I'm not going to Mastery of Time here, because you really want these Mastery of Times to be doing something more than just, like, drawing us another card. When betting is open, there will be a graphic up on the screen. And there's some kind of coin system where you get coins and stuff, but I need to look it up. And actually, I enabled the bot, and I wasn't planning to use it today, but that seemed like a fun spot to actually use it, so... And again, I don't like to lullaby. I don't like to lullaby non-lethal attacks here against decks that don't have like formal reach, like fireballs and burns in them. So hey, look, that's a lullaby that draws a card. So yep, we're just gonna pass the turn again here. I was not responding to Metro. I was actually so the betting plugin that I'm using and that thing that rains emotes in the corner is testing software from a company that's writing some extra plugins for Twitch streamers. So I was giving them feedback that the betting chat does not look good when you window capture it. Don't worry, I'll let everyone know when I'm taking a break to crap on Metro. We're all about that life. All about that life. So, like, Ventio's, like, kind of annoying, but, like, not really annoying, because, like, by the time we're about to win the game, like, we're going to be able to beat a bunch of tarantulas. We'll lullaby and draw a card. Yeah, resources, whatever. A couple of resources, we get to champ power. We have at least 4 more draws here. Hopefully we hit, you know, a Zodiac Divination, Oracle Song, or a Winter Moon card here at some point. What or who is Metro? Metro is a, let's say, passionate player on the Hex forms. It's just not... Alright, there's an Oracle Song. That's what we're looking for, ladies and germs. Can I get an Oracle Song? Draw 3 cards. Sweet. And I can play this shard. Then I can go ahead and scheme here. And we're going to scheme... Huh, actually... I think we're actually scheming Zodiac Divination here. Hey, am I scheming Zodiac Divination? Nah, screw it. Let's scheme Mastery of Time. We'll hit at some point. This could be greedy. Like, I kind of need velocity to draw cards, but, like, I've got four redraws here, so, like, we've got a lot of velocity in our deck. And again, there's 6 Tarantula eggs in our deck now, but, like, really don't care about those. We have to make sure... We have to lullaby every turn or time walk every turn anyway, so, like, them having a bunch of 5/5s really doesn't matter. The mobilize keyword means as you play the card, you can exhaust a troop you control to make it cost 2 less. Alright, so we get a second charge this turn. I'm going to go ahead and play this out. And we've got 3 more draws here. We're getting closer and closer to having bricked off and died. Let's put both these lullabies. I'm going to put this lullaby and this scheme back into my deck. Would not mind redrawing a scheme, and a lullaby that draws 2 cards would also be okay. Because that buys us another turn, basically. And mobilize is a really sweet combo with the diligence keyword, which says this keyword happens when you exhaust, when a troop you control unexhausts. So, like, mobilize lets you trigger diligence without having to attack with the unit, which is huge. Just keep lullabying. So we've got 1 more draw next turn, 1 more draw the following turn, and then a Mastery of Time draw. So if we hit 3 more bricks in a row, we're dead. But if we don't hit 3 bricks in a row, we could get there. We're up to 9 Tarantula eggs in our deck, which again, I like these Tarantula eggs as a challenge. Let's see how many we can draw and still win the game. There's a Zodiac Divination for us. Let's go ahead and hammer this here. Draw 3 cards. That's the kind of velocity we're looking for here. A Mastery of Time that draws a card. Yep, sign me up. And look, there's the Psychic Ascension. So, probably going to win the game. Hey, look, more Tarantula eggs. Like I said, look at this as a challenge. I'm going to go ahead and champ power here before we Psychic Ascension, because once we Psychic Ascend, our champ power will be different. So let's go ahead and do this. Let's go ahead and Oracle Song here. Draw some more cards. Let's go ahead and play Mastery of Time here. The start of your turn, this transforms into a random troop in play. It retains this power. Yeah, that's fine. We got a monkey of the 9 tails here. We've been on the fog every turn or die plan for a while now. Alright, so let's go ahead and hit the champ power here, get a random action. Refute. Okay, let's go ahead and peek, get a random 2-drop. I would love a Mastery of Time, thank you very much. Let's go ahead and change course here, probably find a Tarantula egg or 2 for our opponent. To go ahead and take Chimes of the Zodiac. They get a tarantula egg, so they get to kill. They get 2 tarantula eggs, so they get to kill some of my stuff. That's fine. Don't really care about that. So next turn we get to. So we're gonna Mastery of Time to take another turn, and then next turn we'll play Chimes of the Zodiac and Mastery of Time to take 2 more turns. Oh, this can target. It doesn't matter. My opponent's not getting another turn. If my opponent gets another turn, we really messed up. So that's 4 of their tarantulas. Mastery of Time, take another turn, get a random 5-drop. The start of your turn, bury the top card of target opposing champion's deck. Oh, that's really funny when we're taking all the turns. We have bury the top card of your deck, sure. Oh, this turned into a tarantula because it turns into a random troop, sure. Alright, that's excellent. So let's go ahead and activate my champion power here, get a random action. And let's go ahead and play Chimes of the Zodiac. And then we'll go ahead and Mastery of Time, create a random 5-drop, and copy it. Bury the top card of target equal to this troop's power. Well, that's really funny, because that's a combo with this. That's a combo with this. Bury the top card of your deck. Sure. Resolve. To go ahead and... Oh, wait, I can activate this and then shift its power off? Oh, yeah. Maybe we'll just mill them out. This deck is great. Ollie was right. This build's way better. It's more hilarious, too. I don't know if it's more or less hilarious. It's pretty equal parts hilarious, right? Make a random action here. Battle agenda. What does this do? Exhaust target troop. Oh, they're not getting another turn, so let's just exhaust that. Oh, and exhaust the other one? Sure. Right. Because everything doubles. Double, double. Yeah. Double, double. Double, double. Double, double. Carnasaurus. Oh, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Let's fight that. Mastery of Time again. Take some more turns. Moonsong Oracle. Each card in your hand transforms into an Oracle song. Deal, sir. You have yourself a deal. Let's go ahead and scheme here. Scheme some more Mastery of Times. This is why we put the scheme back into our deck. Oh yeah, copy that one. Oh god, this deck is great. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we just don't board. Yeah, just submit. You know, I'm gonna cut 1 Shaper and bring in 1 Verdict to the Ancient Kings. Because I don't want to get, like, a hero fall out of my hand. Although I guess... No, it's not even true. I'm gonna leave it. Because if they hero fall a Shaper while we have a Shaper in our hand, we just empower the Shaper that's in our hand and don't lose it. Psychic Ascension is certainly a card. Deck is perfect. We're perfect. Ali Andrazi, ladies and gentlemen. This is his updated variation of this. The original baby was his. We don't call it Ali Combo for nothing. This is the sideboard is mostly mine. The main deck, however, is card for card Ali. I haven't touched a card here. Seems great. Yeah, sounds fine. Bonus deck isn't particularly aggressive. We don't want to mulligan a ton against a deck that likely has like Inquisitions or possibly Withering Touch in post reserve against us. Hopefully we draw like a Change Course next turn so that way we can champ power on 2. But even if we don't, like we can just like cycle the peak and then hopefully get some velocity going here. This is probably, I don't think it's a stretch to say that this is the best Psychic Ascension deck I've ever played. This is a very, very good Psychic Ascension deck. Find another focus would be great. Perfect. So playing these focuses not only builds us velocity towards towards our champ power here, but it also is reducing the cost of our Psychic Ascension. Don't worry, if we get salt, I'll pull it on screen. I actually don't have the hex chat open. I've just got it minimized there. Opponent missed their shard drop. Well, that's not very good for them. I'm just gonna go ahead and pass the turn here. Sorry about that. What, calling it now, Dread End is going to tilt me at least 10 times. Yeah, I don't know what they kept. They did mulligan to 6. Opponent did mulligan to 6. Look at that. Choices. Sapphire Shard or Sapphire Shard. I feel like the sub icon is so fitting for playing this deck that we're playing right now. I'm going to peek as opposed to Oracle Songing here because I don't want to have to discard to this Oracle Song. Yeah, I'm going to take Arcane Focus here. We're looking for, like, more Chlorophyllias, basically, at this point. Perfect. Again, we're in the accelerate and development portion of the game, so, like, getting more acceleration is exactly what we're looking to be doing. That's what they kept. They kept a hand with Vampire Princess in it. Makes sense. So Vampire Princess puts a new amount of stress on the table for us. So I've talked about not wanting to do this very often, but I am just going to use this Mastery of Time to play a resource and draw a card because this Vampire Princess is threatening to take it out of our hand. Actually, really glad that I played this I took this Chlorophyllia now, so we can just get this on out of here. Let's go ahead and champ power these back into my deck. I'm going to go ahead and Oracle Song here. I'm really glad we have this Chime. Says this, whenever it hits us, it can take an action out of our hand. So, yep, I'm going to go ahead and pass the turn here. So right now they have a 50% chance to take an action. I might change course into a resource here, honestly, just to get that chance out of our hand. Man. Yeah, I'm going to take the Chlorophyllia. This is a gamble, but I think it's better since I already have so many resources in my hand. Watch them hit the Chlorophyllia. Chimes of the Zodiac. Ding! That's scary. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and play this. And now the question is, do I want to Chlorophyllia into Chimes, or do I want to Chimes into Arcane Focus? I think I want to Chimes into Arcane Focus. This lets me fill my hand up to 7 here, hopefully find some shards. Another Focus. Or Cyclone Shapers. Yep. Cyclone Shaper is not a card that Vampire Princess could take away from us since it's a troop, so happy to grab those. And, jeez. Yeah, I'm just going to take this. They're going to get some kisses, but that's fine. Hopefully, once we start winning the game, the kisses won't really matter. So they're going to hit us twice here, and 5 of our 7 cards right now are things they could take away from us. Hopefully, our opponent taps out this turn, so that way they can't interact with our Cyclone Shaper next turn. We want to keep our Chlorophyllia, hopefully, is what we're hoping to keep. Zodiac Divination, sure. Cyclone Shaper, awesome. So they got a hero fall back to their hand. Not the worst for them. Play another 2-drop, please. That's not Inquisition. All right, so yeah, they can't kill this, right? So I'm just gonna go ahead and empower this here, and then I'm gonna play this. I was thinking Rotcast, but it can't kill it when it's empowered. So double Chlorophyllia, which actually nets us 2 resources here because it's free from this. I'm gonna go ahead and champ power here and put these 2 focuses back into my deck. I'm gonna go ahead and focus. I would love a free peek that doubles. Double. Change course is also free. So basically, we are looking for Psychic Ascension at this point. Scheme sounds great, because I can also find a Mastery of Time to start going off. Chlorophyllia sounds great. I'm going to go ahead and scheme. Correct, they have different names. They are different cards. This deck is really good, I think. I think Ali, like, I thought the last version was good. This deck is good, and it's just like has really strong, like, you have like really aggressive draws here. Like, we have a bunch of looks at Mastery of Time or Psychic Ascension here. Either of them are excellent. There's the Psychic Ascension that costs a nice round 0. -2, -3, sorry. There's a Mastery of Time. So this will probably prompt a concession, I assume. Yep, there we go. Wow! Alright, let's just... Scourge could play this all afternoon, I think. I am not looking forward to playing mirror matches with this deck. So the card Psychic Ascension changes your champion, and then your new champion says whenever you play an action, create a troop with a random troop with the same cost and thresholds as that action. And then your champion power becomes 1 charge, create a random action. So your champion power creates random actions, and then your actions create random troops. Mono Ruby has to be awful. We have a board plan for Mono Ruby though, so you know. I would just like to say good morning, afternoon, and good night to everyone wherever you're at in the world. Thanks for choosing to spend part of your Thursday here with us. My name is Jeff Hogan. I'm a professional TCG player / content producer. And here on this channel, we play all sorts of card games, both digital and otherwise. Today we are playing Hex TCG. If you're new to the channel and you're enjoying what you see in front of you, I'd encourage you to show a little bit of support by using the follow button there on your screen. It doesn't cost you anything, and it helps other people find my content. If you're really enjoying what you see in front of you and you're a regular or a new person, the best way you can support me financially is either by subscribing on Twitch or becoming a patron on Patreon. Both of those things help me continue producing all of the content that I do here today. Another great way you can support the channel is by supporting our sponsors. There's that little logo there in the upper left-hand corner of your screen. It says Hex Primal. There's a code there for 5% off of your orders. If you're going to buy Hex cards anyways, you might as well check them out and save yourself some money in the meantime while supporting the channel. I think Angus is tough, play, draw, whatever. I don't think there's a hand that Angus had. Interesting that he made this one a 3/3 instead of this one that can't attack otherwise. Here's an aggressive deck. Like, we're probably boarding in a bunch of cards in this matchup. I think I'm actually going to play a Cyclone Shaper here just because I'd like to start blocking. And then next turn all of our stuff becomes cheaper, so here's a good chance. What does this do? Then transform it into a crank rocket. Oh, so this isn't going to kill my thing till next turn then. That's fine. Hopefully we hit a shard this turn so we can Mastery of Time. That's unfortunate. I'm going to go ahead and play this Cyclone Shaper out here because it means this peak becomes free. So then this peak will hopefully find a shard in 2 looks. And okay, so it finds a focus, which is free. So we focus for free. And we found a shard. So then let's go ahead and play the shard here. And then I can go ahead and Champ Power these 2 back into my deck. And then I can Oracle Song for 1. Just gonna skip attacking here for now, I think. Yep, Crank Rocket's one of my guys, that's fine. Should probably have taken Chlorophyllia there since it was also a 0, right? Yeah, I guess that puts a card in my crypt. That's fair. Oh no, we're gonna Crank Rocket my other Shaper. I liked my Cyclone Shapers, that's so mean. I guess I should have attacked. Whatever. Shard. Rats. So I'm losing this next turn, which is sad. Yeah, I'm just going to Zodiac Divination here, I think. Actually, let's put these back into my deck before I Zodiac Divination here. Alright, we found a Lullaby that only costs us 1, which is nice. I'm going to go ahead and attack with Cyclone Shaper here, since it's going to die to the Crank Rocket anyways. And then I'm probably going to... So they've got Ruby cards in their deck, which means I want to start Lullabying before the attacks are lethal, because we don't want to get, like, burned or Crackling Bolted out of the game. And this still costs 1, because my opponent... or I drew it with the Zodiac Divination. What does this do? It turns into an Ingenuity Engine. Sure. How many does this need? 10 or more. Okay, sure. Yeah, I'm just going to Lullaby to use my resource here. This also means next turn I can play this shard and then put this Lullaby back into my deck, which is nice. I'm going to play this out. I'm going to... Champ Power, Lullaby, and Cyclone Shaper back into my deck. I think I'm just Mastery of Timing here. It is just draw a card, play a resource, but I think that's worth it at this point in the game. I looked at some of the spoilers. I intend to record a full set spoiler with some of the squad for this set for sure. We need a resource. Hey, look at that. We found a resource and a Chlorophyllia. That's so good. So I get to play this, and then I get to play a Chlorophyllia, which costs me 1, but then gains me 1 back. And I get to go ahead and Champ Power. I'm going to put the Chlorophyllia and a Zodiac Divination back in my deck because I wouldn't mind finding another 1-cost Chlorophyllia. I'm going to focus just in case we find that 1-cost Chlorophyllia. I'm going to grab a Sapphire Shard here because we've got stuff to do in our hand, and I just want to make sure we can hit all of our resource drops until we can Chimes plus Mastery in the same turn. Sure. Yeah, the new set's looking great. And again, I'm going to Lullaby this non-lethal attack this turn. Because, oh, that turned... Oh, right, Lullabying this is great because it turns this guy back into a 1/1. God, that's super good. And then next turn, we probably want to... Oh, I don't have to Lullaby because he's not attacking. God bless. All right, peek. That draws an extra card. Cyclone Shaper, excellent. I'm going to take another Cyclone Shaper here. Yeah, I think so. So if I empower this, it costs 6. That leaves me with 3 resources that I can Mastery of Time still this turn. That seems great. So let's play this and draw a card. It's Mastery of Time, take another turn. Let's play this out. Champ Power, I'm going to put Peak and Focus back into my deck. I'm going to play Chimes here, and then I can double Peak. Oh, crap, I can't Mastery of Time. I miscounted. That's unfortunate. I guess if I hit a Chlorophyllia, I can accelerate, technically. So let's grab... Ooh, I could just Psychic Ascension this turn. Nah, let's just grab the Chlorophyllia for now and just get more resources going. Looking for Mastery of Time. Looking for another Peak that's going to be free. So let's Chlorophyllia here for free. That gains us 2 resources. It doesn't cost us any and it nets us 2. Then we get to look at potentially like 16 more cards here to find a Mastery of Time. More Chlorophyllias to accelerate up. Sounds good. We're almost out of wild shards here. I think this Chlorophyllia is actually going to put us out of wild shards, so I'm not going to... There's a Scheme. That's excellent. So then Scheme lets us put a bunch of Mastery of Times into our deck here. And that's what we're looking for at this point. It's just ways to take extra turns. And let's Chlorophyllia before we focus. Then these last couple of wild shards out of our deck. Opponent is seated enough. They're like, all right, we're done here. That's it. Please stop. Stop! 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 I'm already dead! Do I actually want to reserves in this matchup? Opponent's got, like, kind of aggressive stuff, but, like, Lullaby seems particularly good against their troop-based aggressive deck, so maybe I'm just hitting Submit. Yeah, screw it. Let's just hit Submit. This hand's fine. It's got a Chlorophyllia on too, which is basically... Have we actually killed some? We did actually kill someone. And, like, to be fair, that opponent was going to lose the game. They were going to lose the game. I don't want to say that turn, because that's technically they're losing several turns later, but they were going to lose the game before they got to take another turn. That's an accurate statement. Do I want this Peak? No, I really kind of just want to make... Yeah, I'll take the Peak, whatever. The 2 Stinkhorns, actually, that's not a bad idea. I ruled out the Karns because I was like, well, this isn't great, but yeah, Stinkhorn actually seemed reasonable. Opponent's got a whole lot of nothing going on. Another Chlorophyllia, again, just excellent in these early phases of the game. All I want to do is accelerate. I just want to accelerate every single turn for the first 3 to 4 turns. Sure. We have a Lullaby to revert this back to. It reverts this back too. God, the Lullaby's really savage in this matchup. So we're going to hit for 3 this turn. Next turn, we probably want a Lullaby to revert this and this. Shard. Shard? Alright, I'm going to change course here into a non-slow Shard, ideally. Perfect. If we missed there, that would have been a little bit brutal. Because I wanted to do 2 things. I wanted to be able to Lullaby this turn, but I also wanted to be able to Champ Power, so we got to do both of those things. This deck... I'm probably going to stay off the ladder for a little while after today, after these videos go out and people, like, see what this deck is doing, because I don't know that I want to play mirrors or against this deck, but this deck's really good. Ali, and again, if you're just getting here, this deck is 110% credit to Ali Andrazi. Like, this is his baby. He put this together. Yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and sing a song. It reverts these two. Alright, so let's Oracle Song up to 5 resources here. And then I'm going to go ahead, or sorry, Chlorophyllia up to 5, and then Oracle Song to draw 2, and hopefully hit another resource to play. That's really unfortunate. Another Lullaby is a good pickup, but missing a resource drop here is not what we want to be doing. I don't think that's a good comparison, actually, Maddie. Jund deck tends to tear up the Time Warp deck. The opponent is Platinum, okay? They're only one rank below us. Thank you very much. Let's change course here, since this looks at the most cards. Again, just kind of looking to make some shard drops here. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and grab this Shard of Instinct, even though it's a slow shard. Again, I mentioned earlier I like being able to Champ Power Wild Charge back into our deck for Chlorophyllia purposes, so we'll definitely do that. And then this change course already had 1 card draw on it, so we'll put that back in with another card draw. This just makes a random artifact. So they've got 6, 7, 8... 6, 7, 8, 9 power on board. So yeah, I'm actually just going to Oracle Song here. I don't think there's a reason to hold up Lullaby just yet. I'm sure something's gonna happen to make me regret saying that. There's probably a good reason to hold up Lullaby there, but for now. You're saying I should queue with Angus tonight? Yep, that is good solid advice there. Queue with Angus tonight. So this Infinity Engine makes a random. Oh God, is that gonna kill me? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. No, this is only 12. Okay. So they made a random artifact and they hit a Mecha Hive. Alright. Sure. And again, just like, if it's not a lethal attack, I'm going to start Lullabying soon. So, like, we've reached the point of the game where just, like, I have to Lullaby or Time Walk every turn. So, like, that's a fine portion of the game to be in, especially when I've got 2 Lullabies here in my hand. I'm going to go ahead and play this Peak here and try and find a Chlorophyllia, ideally. Another Peak versus resources. I'm just going to grab a resource for next turn, honestly. Ship the turn here. And we have the Psychic Ascension ticking down in our hand now, so this Lullaby is going to make this go to 5 next turn, and then on our turn we'll probably play a Shard, Champ Power 2 cards back in, and then Psychic Ascension, and then the Psychic Ascension will just take over the game. Our opponent's going to have to just, like, run, like, 11 points of burn off, basically. I guess this could theoretically hit really scary random artifacts, but I think us generating troops with the Psychic Ascension is probably going to outpace this. Now, I mean, like, reverting this really doesn't matter. Like I said, we're in the portion of the game where, like, we have to revert, we have to Lullaby or Time Walk every turn anyway, so, like, it's not really a big deal. I guess there's a world where they draw Verdict of the Ancient Kings next turn and get to counter this Lullaby, but outside of that, I think we're in a pretty good spot. I think you mean it's a 4/4 that we probably don't care about. Is that what you said? Is that what you meant? So next turn, I'm going to Champ Power these 2 Lullabies back into my deck because Lullabies are still good cards for us. Sure, man. Or woman, you do you. Just gonna ascend above over here. And then I can actually peek and then do this, right? So yeah, so I'm gonna put these 2 Lullabies back into my deck, and if I peek, this goes down to a 4 cost, and I like get to be more resource efficient this turn. And then I'll have 2 left for this, and then we will happily take a Mastery of Time for next turn. Let's go ahead and Psychic Ascension, and then if we don't get Verdict of the Ancient Kings this turn, we should be pretty well set here with this Mastery of Time. Okay, sweet. That's not a Verdict of the Ancient Kings. Yeah, it looks like they're mostly aggressive cards. Infinity Engine. Gain a charge, sure. Which makes their Mecha Hive go, yep. Yep, all of the stuff is belong to you. It's gonna be our turn to make some random stuff next turn, opponent. We're looking to find a scheme so we can scheme Mastery of Times. They don't have double Ruby. Shh, go to sleep, go to sleep. Go to sleep, little opponent. Do 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 do. I mean, it would be sweet if he exhausts all of these and I don't even have to worry about blockers. That would be great. Skip blockers. Your guys do nothing! Prevent all the damage! Yeah, it definitely, like, the Angus matchup's definitely better game 1. It's probably still not good, but, like... It's definitely better now than it was previously. Like, that to set the bar real low. Let's go ahead and Oracle Song here. Ooh! What a beating! What a beating! So their cards just don't exhaust now. Oh god! Oh god! If anyone's a Magic player in the audience, we are going to be doing a paper stream this evening as well, regardless of what Matthew says here in chat. We are running hotter than the sun. Birthing Potter, we can technically still win the game by beating them down, by drawing them out. And we can win the game without Psychic Ascension by just attacking them with a 4-6. So, like, we have the original game plan, it's just that game plan is much worse than going off with Ascension. How do you even follow up a game like that, right? Right? Can't get any better. Yep. I mean, I need to move up. I'm only 39 right now. I really want to be like 20 something before the end of the month. Like, you see how little we're moving with these wins. Like, we won and we stayed 39. So, like, we started, what, we're 3-0 or 4-0 on the day now, and I started 42. I think we're 3-0 now on the day, and I started 42. So, like, we've only moved up 3 slots. This deck can also win game matches faster. Oh no! Oh no! Oh, please don't be a mirror match. Please be some other bad Winter Moon deck. If it's a mirror match, I deserve it, but please no. I don't actually get luckier than other people. I just have high variance luck. Yeah. Yeah, there's no medium here. There's just like there's the nuts and like they're scraping it off the floor. Oh, please be a Pathfinder deck. How's it going? It's going excellent today, Dark Wonders. We are slaughtering the ladder mercilessly. This deck is, I believe, as some of the children say, lit. My oldest started preschool today, so that was exciting. It seemed like he had a good time. The teacher said he was well engaged, so... And now he's home playing with his trains. Yeah, that's true, Donut. That's true. Oh, if there's a God in heaven, this is not an actual mirror, though. Just saying. Alright, let's shuffle those in. Go ahead and play out the Shard of Instinct here. Are there trains at the preschool? I'm assuming there's trains. He's also really into play food, so I know they had some of that there. There's two verdicts in our board. I'm going to go ahead and play the Cyclone Shaper out first here. Go ahead and play this for 1. Happily grab this Chlorophyllia. Yep. I'm going to go ahead and champ power and put Chimes and Peak back into my deck here. Maybe I'm supposed to put this Chlorophyllia back in, honestly. You can see that. I mean, if he's the Pathfinder deck, this Lullaby is going to be fine. And if he's not the Pathfinder deck, we'll just cast this later to almost certainly the Pathfinder deck, right? So not a mirror match. Oh, I should have played Change Course. Mistake. Punt. Punt. We punted. Well, I'll grab Chimes of the Zodiac, so that's fine, I guess. Non-slow shard. Haha! Victory. Luck, skill, victory. A story. Do this and this back into my deck. Go ahead and play out this Chimes of the Zodiac here. Nah, I just want to use my resources. Like, do you see the chain that happened with, like, the Chlorophyllia and stuff into this? Like, I think what I did was right. Also, like, if I wait to empower and he has, like, a transmog or a spot removal spell, he's not playing the Pathfinder deck. Weird. That means we could get Time Ripple. If this gets Time Ripple, I'm going to feel real bad about having spent my last turn playing it. I guess it gets to draw another card when we play it back out, but still not super excited. My opponent's lack of Chlorophyllia here is really, really putting us ahead. If they have Transmog here, it's annoying, but not the end of the world. They are discarding. Well, that's great. Oh, no, they have a Transmog. Okay. That's fine. We're going to have to draw infinite cards here. I think we're leading on Oracle Song as opposed to... No, I guess Divination... No, we're leading on Oracle Song because if we draw a Mastery of Time with Divination, we won't be able to play it. They've got, like, Cluckadon. They're just, like, an old-school Wintermoon control deck. Yeah, I got Crocs in their deck, too. Okay. So, 4 looks at a Mastery of Time here. Oh, geez, that's so good. Good call. Good call. Look at that big kitty fan with the clutch play. Shepherd needs all the thresholds to work, so I'm going to go ahead and put... Yeah, I'm just going to Chlorophyllia first here. And this actually nets us resources. Yeah, let's change course. 10 out of 10 want the Psychic Ascension. Oh, geez. Does this count both of the things? Is that what happened there? Does that count both of the things? Looking for, like, Chlorophyllia. Sweet. No, it doesn't count both of them. I was like, that would be weird. I didn't think it was supposed to count both of them. We'll grab that. I'm going to go ahead and play Chlorophyllia here, and then I think we're actually 1 resource short, right? I can't Mastery of Time yet. Yeah, that's unfortunate. We can, however, stick Psychic Ascension while they don't have resources up here, which is excellent. Oh, you know what happened? It got cheaper because we drew this into my hand. That's what happened. I'm going to go ahead and put these peaks back into my deck here. He just said, don't Mastery me, bro. We are going to Psychic Ascension you, though. This works, however. Oh, right, and I get to champ power. Because when you change champions, you can champ power again for whatever reason. We generated a change course. Deal. Almost certainly going to draw a shard in all of these draws next turn, so let's just discard this one. Little did he know. Yep. Little did they know fun is zero-sum. Thankfully, I lose next turn then. My opponent said, thankfully they lose next turn. I put next turn in quotes. Nah. Ninetales can just stay how he is. Oh no! Oh no, they've counter-magicked my Mastery of Time. Yeah, I guess I should have hit this first, because I could have hit something to stop that. Because now my Mastery of Times cost 7, which feels a little bit bad. What do we hit? Trigger troop you control, sure. Chlorophyllia. I don't think I have any more wild resources in my deck. Let's find out. Another Mastery of Time here, so they're actually just dead on board then. We've got 3 turns in the bank here. Look at that! The mighty Dingler! Everybody raise your Dinglers! Dingler-ho! I should Lullaby just for a random 2-drop since I'm going to discard it anyways. He said, I'll oblige and won't concede. God bless. Oh, geez. This makes 7 drops now. I didn't even notice that. Cyclone Shaper, correct. But when it's on the chain, it has the increased cost. Yeah, we could do a lot more here. We'll just start our next turn and then attack for lethal. I know it's boring, but we'll just attack for lethal. Just cripple our Storm Colossus for good measure here. Alright, so let's cut all of the Lullabies, and let's bring in 2 Verdict of the Ancient Kings, and then... Do I just want, like, 2 Master Boss? Like, Lullaby might be fine. I'll leave 1 in. Like, they're probably killing us through combat, so, like... I'm just gonna leave 2. I'm just gonna go 2-2. That's fine. And reverting our own things from their transmog seems fine, too, so... I'll only attack for lethal, right? This is way less... Okay, this is still fun. The random troops. This card is sweet. Such a good digital design. Such a good digital design. I'm gonna tweet that this is one of my favorite Hex cards. Stinkhorn beatdown plan. Go get him. Hey, at least we're not playing an actual mirror. God bless. God bless. All right. And hey, look, we've only been playing for an hour and 20 minutes, and we're like well into our 4th match already. We played 4 matches in like 3 hours on Tuesday with the old build. This hand's kind of medium. Having 3 wild shards in our opening hand kind of sucks because it makes Chlorophyllia only plays the wild shard out of your deck. So, like, it means we can only Chlorophyllia 5 times. We're probably going to draw one more, so realistically we can only Chlorophyllia 4 times. But I think this is still a keep, especially since we can change course on 2 and champ power right away. We're probably playing this for the rest of the future. For the rest of the future. I mean, we have mastered time, one could argue. They had their change course on 2, so do we. We're just both getting champ power velocity going here. I feel like our champ power velocity is better than theirs. Grab the Verdict of the Ancient Kings early. One of the reasons why we only have 2 verdicts in the reserves is because we've got 4 focus and 4 peak and 3 change course. So we've got a lot of selection to find the cards that we want. Okay, landing plus sight, generate some velocity for themselves. Next turn I can Chlorophyllia, Shard, put these 2 back into my deck. Drawing both of the Lullabies we left in feels a little bit bad, but we really didn't have better cards to bring in over them, so we might get some utility out of these at some point. And again, like, our opponent's not applying any pressure, so, like, we just got plenty of time to, like, dirtle around and set up. Oracles. I am actually going to fight over this Oracle song, so we're going to play this extra resource out here. If they want to counter magic this, I'm going to fight over it, because I would like to draw some cards, and stopping their counter magic on my Oracle song is reasonable, I think, here. Yep. I'm going to go ahead and put that down. Just nip that right in the butt. Lets me use my resources efficiently this turn. It also means next turn I can get that Verdict back into my deck nicely. So they're a true control deck, and we are a combo. We're not even really a control deck, honestly. We're more of a combo deck. I'm gonna put these 2 back in. I'm gonna Chlorophyllia here to start. And I think I'm just gonna Mastery of Time. Drawing another wild shard feels real bad. Hot Dirtle on Dirtle action, indubitably. And this might get a counter magic out of them. And honestly, like, if they're counter magicking this, it's really not the end of the world because I can chant power it back into my deck then instead of it getting voided. Sweet. So they're just gonna let us start our next turn here. I'm gonna go ahead and play Cyclone Shaper out here. Peek. Again, 2 Lullabies in hand, kind of killing us here. This totally makes up for Monday. Good Lord, does this make up for Monday. So for those that are unaware, my opponent just played a card that transforms one of our troops into a random card that costs 1 less. And this is probably the single best 2-drop they could have given to us. If they have a Time Ripple, they're going to be okay. But if they don't have a Time Ripple, oh, baby. So this card, for two life and 2 resources, puts 4 spiders into their deck. And then we can pay 2 and sacrifice a spider to gain 2 life and draw a card. I can't Lullaby to revert it. You're not wrong. Maybe someone from Hex watched my Monday video and felt really bad and they went in and whitelisted my account. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no, our opponent had a solution. Chimes of the Zodiac. I think we only have 1 wild shard left in our deck. And I'm not going to chant power these Chlorophyllias back into my deck because there's no wild shards left. So they would just be putting in 2-cost draw cards, which is not particularly good. Yeah, watch you buy blood shards. Well, I got 4 spiders into his deck, so you know that's not the worst. They'll do some blocking at some point. We could brick off and die here. If they have another Time Ripple, that would be very good for them. And if we don't draw something to draw cards here. And fortunately, like, anything that draws cards will be pretty good here. Don't win Singer me. Oh no! Oh no, we got Chompasaurs. They get to destroy this and gain a bunch of life. Looking for Zodiac Divinations and Oracle Songs. Peak's not even very good because we only have two Sapphire Thresholds here. 2-cost draw 1, sorry. It only adds 1 draw card to them. I misspoke. I think I said draw 2. You're right. Yeah, I'm just going to play this and empower it. I could have, like, taken the peek and, like, looked for, like, a Zodiac Divination, but I think this is fine. This card's really good. So whenever we draw a card, our opponent's going to draw a card, and their resources replenish on our turn. So, yeah. But this is holding his troops at bay, so that's nice. If he has another Transmog, he has another Transmog. And perhaps I should have taken the focus. I don't know. We actually don't have a way to take this off the table, so we're going to have to win through it. Which sounds like a challenge. Yeah, with these 2 Lullabies in hand, we're probably just dead to this. I mean, I guess there's a world where, like, my opponent gets too aggressive with this and we Zodiac Divination them out of the game, like old school. Like, they just draw just low enough, and then we, like, turn our draw cards on them. Like, 10 out of 10, not playing Oracle Song. We both draw 2 cards here. Hey, look, Scheme. Sounds good. Oh, right, there's Spooters in their deck. He must have counter magic. Interesting proposition. We're not supposed to copy the Psychic Ascension, are we? No, that's dumb. Let's just do the Mastery of Time. We'll find the Psychic Ascension eventually. Yes, his resources replenish at the beginning of every one of my turns. Your resource replenish at the start of each opposing champion's turn. So every time. They're playing Crackling Tide in their deck. Weird. I'm going to go ahead and Lullaby this non-lethal attack. I guess I could potentially play another threat to make it lethal starting next turn, so maybe I shouldn't do that, but I feel like we should do that before. I don't know. Yeah, that was probably wrong. No, it would go back to 15, which makes it significantly worse. Windsinger is definitely their trump card. Alright, well, that draws 2 cards. Go ahead and play this out and get it counter-magicked. Try and fight over it. Yeah, I'm just gonna pack it in. Drawing both the Lullabies that game early. We just, like, sat there and didn't do anything. Again, we just don't have things better than the Lullabies to bring in, unfortunately. It's pretty low % chance to win that game, so might as well roll on to the next one. Decks like these are what make Angus good. You're not wrong, Hats. You're not incorrect. Alright. Oh. B-Star, thanks for the support, as always. I'd like to go first. Yep, sounds great. It needs some cards to generate velocity, like Oracle Songs, but it's got, like, basically Never Mulling Chlorophyllia on 2. Verdict of the Ancient Kings is fine. Marty! With the $10 donation. Thanks, bud. I appreciate it. Arcane Focus is actually our best draw here because it lets us Chlorophyllia and Focus this turn, which will hopefully help us find some velocity, and it lets us Champ Power 2 cards back into our deck, which is just excellent. Look, ask for velocity, find velocity. The cup did get destroyed. Turns out coins heavier than gems. Splunk! Okay, so next turn we're like 10 out of 10 Oracle Songing, basically. Change Course gives us a better chance to hit the resource that we desperately want to hit, and of course we bricked off, but I think being resource efficient there is more important. Yeah, he does actually have Chlorophyllia, just like didn't draw any of the last couple games. It was just so full. Had to knock it out of there. Alright, Chlorophyllia of our own. If he has Verdict, I wouldn't hate countering that. And then I think I am changing course here. Yeah, I'm going to change course, hopefully find a resource to play I would love to find. A normal with staple creatures with more removal spells like Collective Brutality, or are they better in different metas? I'm actually going to be playing a version of Chord tonight. On stream, we're going to be doing Paper Magic this evening. Come on, Shard and 3. God bless. Alright, so we get to hit that. To play a resource, we get to champ power. Probably putting this Chlorophyllia, and I'm going to put the Shaper back in for now. That card's been pretty good. Would not mind drawing one. And I'm not going to focus here, even though we have one resource left over, because this one draws a card, and I don't want to have to discard. So it would add 2 cards to my hand, while only subtracting 1, so it'd be up to 8 cards. If you check the MTG decks button below the stream, Erzin N, the deck list that we are playing tonight, is almost correct there. I think I need to add one card to it. Evening Dire. Oh, my opponent's accelerated a lot more than we have this game. This is a configuration that Ali Andrazi's been playing. Shard is fantastic. So that puts us down to 7 cards. This will put us to 8 cards. And then I'm going to Mastery of Time here just to kind of accelerate, basically. I'm just using Mastery of Time as a clunky, as a way to ramp, essentially. Yeah, that was its reconnect disconnect message. I need to clip the top of the screen a little bit more so when that happens, the viewers don't see it. So next turn, I can play a Shard, go up to 7, Cyclone Shaper down to 4, Chlorophyllia down to 3, up to 4, and then Mastery of Time. So just get a really, really solid progression here. And we get to focus for free as well into our next turn. So, yeah, Cyclone Shaper, just regular. Because if I empower it, I can't Mastery of Time this turn. This actually lets me champ power this turn too. So I'm going to go ahead and focus here because I would like to put the focus back into my deck. Another Mastery versus a Cyclone Shaper. I'm going to take another Cyclone Shaper here, I think. And then champ power, put this, and I'm going to put change course back in my deck at this point, because it will be free. And then we'll Mastery of Time here, let you attack him for 2, and the next turn we can play this. Oh wait, I just played that this turn, right? So yeah, so let's empower this. This is not a Chlorophyllia that we've seen before, unfortunately, so let's go ahead and do this. So it doesn't draw us a card, but it nets us a resource, which is nice. Let's go ahead and change course here. Yeah, Zodiac Divination's fine. Yeah, we already have a Verdict in our hand, so let's go ahead and peek, looking for a Mastery of Time or Scheme. Chlorophyllia that draws a bunch of cards, and this is going to net us a resource because it's free. So we'll draw 2. We drew a Wild Shard. Please be a Wild Shard left in my deck. God bless. I'm going to champ power and put Peak and Verdict of the Ancient Kings back in my deck. I'm going to go ahead and Zodiac Divination here before I play a Shard out, because if we hit Mastery of Time, I want to be able to play it. Well, if we hit Mastery of Time, we can play it regardless, right? Because it only costs 2. All right, yeah, so I'm going to play this Shard out so we can Peak here for an additional card. So this will draw us a card when we play it, and then it looks at the top 5 cards of our deck. There's a Mastery of Time. Looking for... Chimes will do. Chime time, 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 chime time. Not holding a counter up has never been so punishing. I I agree with you. Let's play out my Chimes of the Zodiac here. Things about to get a little crazy in here. Let's go ahead and put this Peak and this Zodiac Divination back in my deck. Let's start on this Arcane Focus. We're looking for Scheme into Mastery of Time, basically. There's the Scheme. Perfect, perfect, perfect. So opponent's probably not getting another turn here. Peak is excellent as well, because now it's going to let us find one of our Schemed Mastery of Times. So opponent, 1 Mastery left in the deck. Yep, so now we're going to go for 1 Mastery, and Scheme creates 4 copies of the things we target. So now there's 9 Masteries and 37 cards. Let's go ahead and Peak here. Oh, look at that. Mastery of Time. I think that's more important than getting the Psychic Ascension, honestly. Mastery of Time. And now they're just dead from the Mastery of Times and attacking for 6. Probably typing GG's. I want to get off Mr. Hoagland. No, you can't see the chat. My opponent just said I want to get off Mr. Hoagland's wild ride. Oh, this is great. Great. This train has no brakes. There is 0 chill here. All right, I could dirtle some more, but our opponent's just dead to us attacking 3 more times here, so let's just do that. Nah, screw it, let's dirtle. Let's queue up a couple extra turns here on the wild ride. Oh yeah, oh yeah, just to say we had a few extra turns to win the game. And again, this is a good example. Don't need Psychic Ascension to win. Don't need Cyclone Shaper to win. Look, my opponent's allowed to concede at any time, okay? If they want to let me dirtle, I can dirtle. Look at how much time we've mastered. I'm gonna screenshot this. Yeah. We've won games without Cyclone Shaper. Previous games we've won without Cyclone Shaper. This game, obviously, we had Cyclone Shaper. Speed 898 with the 7-month resubscription. Welcome back. I appreciate the continued support. Thank you, bud. So you can actually take infinite turns with this deck. How it works is you scheme. You play your scheme while you have Chimes of the Zodiac out, so you get 2 schemes. Then you shuffle both schemes back into your deck, and then you play another scheme with Chimes out, and then the first scheme copies the scheme in your deck, and the other scheme copies Mastery of Time. And then you draw another scheme, and that scheme copies Mastery of Time and scheme, and then you draw another scheme, and that scheme copies Mastery of Time and scheme, and you actually take unlimited turns. Let me load up the version that we're playing right now. Alley Combat Combo, I called it, because this version wins through combat. I need to change a diaper really quick. I'll be right back. Thanks, everyone, for hanging out. Don't go anywhere. Good morning, afternoon, and good night to everyone. Wherever you're at in the world. Thanks for choosing to spend part of your Thursday here with us. My name is Jeff Hoagland, and here on this channel, we play all sorts of TCGs. I'm a professional TCG player slash content producer. We play Hex, we play Magic, we play Pokemon, we play lots of different stuff. We've also been branching out, streaming some other games like Skyrim and some other action games. So if you're here and you're enjoying my personality in the games, make sure you use that follow button there on the screen. It doesn't cost you anything. It helps other people find my content. If you're really enjoying what you see, remember the absolute best way you could show some support is by subscribing on Twitch or becoming a patron on Patreon. There's links to do both of those things below the screen, and they both come with various perks depending on what level you support at. Another great way you can support the stream is by supporting our sponsors. There's ad in the upper left-hand corner there for Hex Primal. If you're going to buy some Hex cards anyways, make sure to shop through their site and use shop through their site. We found another person that doesn't want to go on Mr. Hoagland's wild ride. Hey, Seju. So, and as always, thank you just for hanging out here. I know there's a lot of different things you could be doing, different people you could be watching. So, in addition to all that other stuff I just said, you know, a great way to support stream just by showing up and hanging out. I stream at a minimum 4 afternoons a week and lots of other random stuff. So, you know, it's pretty awesome that you all choose to spend some of your time here with me. Would you sideboard in and out against Angus? Not sure if you're going to match the queue, so I'd like to know ahead of time. That's actually a good question. We can go ahead and look at that real quick. So, I'm pretty sure... And this is actually a neat trick. So in the search bar up here, if you just type a bunch of garbage, it takes out all this stuff here. And then you can actually put these cards up here so you can talk about them. So against Angus, I would bring in all 15 of these cards. I don't know if that actually works. I think I have to do it here. So what would we'd want to cut 15 cards for the Angus matchup. What would we want to do? We would definitely... The Psychic Ascension, the Chimes of the Zodiac come out. The 4 copies of Peak come out. The Scheme comes out. I'm going to put these back in the board so we can just count to 15 here real quick. So these would come out, these would come out, Scheme would come out, it's probably these 8 for the other ones. I don't think we want, Cyclone Shaper is kind of clunky and awkward. I think I'd do this, split these 3-1. Lullaby's like okay in that matchup. I could see an argument for trimming some of the Lullabies. I updated it in my dashboard, too, so the dashboard probably did it. I should try later. I'll try when we're closing off to try and change it that way. So, yeah, I think this is what I would do. I'd cut these 15 cards, and you turn from a combo deck into just, like, a mid-range deck with Wrathwood Master Moss as your win condition and Harvest Moon to gain some life. And, like, Mastery of Time to, like, deal extra damage. Yeah, I think that's what I would do against Angus. Today's stream. Actually, he's real good at the trade noises. He is very, very good trader. So we're up to 33 now. Okay, making some movement. We've pushed up 9 spots here. Not bad. 2 hours. It's only going to get tougher as the season goes on. A lot of people are going to be competing for the spots at the end. All right, next up. Agile717 with the brand new Twitch Prime subscription. Thank you, I really appreciate that. Welcome. Yeah, that sounds fine. It's like not super exciting, but fine. Like, if this was a regular Sapphire Shard, we'd feel a little bit better about it because then we could focus on 1 into peak on 2 and then champ power right away. So, we can't champ power right away, but this is still okay. Opponent's playing a champion that doesn't see a ton of play. They're playing Nin, and they just played a Ruby Shard a bunch. This is a Sapphire champion for 2 charges. Bury the top 2 cards of target champion's deck. Do I want to lead on... I'm going to lead on Peak here because it's more resource efficient, I think. And actually, next turn, I can go Cyclone Shaper into Arcane Focus. So, yeah, I think that's fine. So, they must be playing a straight mill deck. This card says each player draws 2 cards a turn, and I am thoroughly okay with drawing more cards. So, sign me up here. All right. Well, we've got a Cyclone Brew in here in our hand. This card makes our Mastery of Times infinitely better. I'm going to grab a shard here because I want to make sure we just hit our resource drops. I'll champ power these back into my deck and pass the turn. Oh no! Oh no! Whenever we draw a card, we take a damage! Can we win the game anymore? I don't know if we can win the game anymore. We might be dead. Alright, so... Go to attack with these 2 here. Or just that one, right? Durf, we just played the other one. Do I even want to champ power? I don't think I do. Savage pre-boarded, easy GG. Yep. Yep. That's basically, they're basically pre-boarded for the matchup. You are not wrong. Oh, come on! Now we take 2 damage per card we draw. Are we actually capable of winning the game anymore? I don't think we are. Were we going to be able to win before we did that? So... if we can hit the last Mastery of Time, we might be able to. We're taking 4 a turn. Yeah, actually, if we hit the other Mastery of Time, we could win the game. Mindspire is one-sided. They don't take damage when they draw cards. So yeah, so I need to find a 3rd Mastery of Time here. And I can't draw cards to do it. I can only... That's actually really good. So let's scheme for Mastery of Time here. We've got a few looks here. This doesn't draw extra cards, right? No, it does not. That's unfortunate. Yeah, peak, focus, and change course are not draw, I'm aware. So, I could actually afford to draw one extra card, right? Because I'm going to go down to 6 next turn. No, but then I need another turn, so I can't actually. So I just actually have to hit change course, peak, focus, or mastery of time this turn. Oh, and I guess I had 2 draws to do it, technically. Yep, we are unfortunately a little bit short. Oh. I guess I technically could have passed the turn there, and like if he doesn't have another Mind Pyre, we could possibly win the game still. I guess there's a world where that's true. How are we boarding here? In a strange way. Opponent's not quite Angus, but they kind of are. Lullaby doesn't seem great. Not 100% sure what we're doing. The scheme's probably fine, actually. I don't have any ways to actually... So, Ali had a couple of Chompasaurs in his board, but the card my opponent's playing, what's it called? This isn't very popular in the format, Mindspire, so I want to leave a couple Oracle Songs because we do need some velocity. There's a Lullaby. Let's cut that. I'll leave a couple Harvest Moons. That's fine. Let's give this a go. So, I mean, we almost won that game. Like, yeah, the fact, like I said, like they were literally pre-boarded for the matchup. Like that's the single best card they could have against this deck. Chimes is real slow. Sneeper, Keeper. That's fine. We were bound to lose the match eventually, right? Might as well be to the person that's, like, pre-boarded for us. Someone asked me about my opinion from regionals. Sorry, I'm just doing a bunch of things at once here. I don't actually know, or nationals, I don't actually know what the details are. Like, it's just a tournament, right, that, like, double invites to the WMCQ, so it's just, like, a double MCQ qualifier. Sapphire is great. Means we can peek next turn. My opponent said maybe I could have won, and that's true. Maybe that concession was premature. I just assumed they had, like, Burns and Crackling Bolts in their deck. That's awesome, so we can just play the Cyclone Shaper this turn. And then, yeah, we're just going to go play this idiot, play this idiot, play this idiot, attack you a bunch, hopefully. Sabotage. Create 4 booby traps. So when I draw these, I take 4 damage. Sure, that's cute. What a tilt. Just top card of my deck, one of the booby traps. And the booby traps don't even replace themselves like the spider egg, so he just took my draw step away, and I took damage. Yeah, but they will just be standard format. Will Modern be a competitive format? I mean, it's whatever you want it to be, really. Just gonna play more guys and keep attacking. Wizards has always supported Standard more than Modern. Always. Like, that's their bread and butter. They cut it at the PT, like... That's just how it goes. What does this do? When this attacks, add a Savage counter to this, put a Booby Trap... Oh, geez, this is gonna put... He's playing a Booby Trap deck! I'm glad we're no longer on the draw all the cards plan. Well, we're gonna block here. Hope to not die to Booby Traps. Yep, there's a Booby Trap. There's a Cerebral Fulmination, okay. Matsman with the 9-month resubscription. Welcome back. I appreciate the continued support. Thanks, bud. 3/4 of a year. It's a long time. Almost, we're getting close to the crying Pikachu status. It's like, what are the odds? What are the odds I peek into 3 Booby Traps? No, you don't get a replacement draw. That is correct. Andrew with the 10-month resub. Glad you're the best. Oh, that second peek was wrong because I can't. That's a little awkward. I thought I could play the other Master Boss out, but I can't. Let's attack with both of these. And then play this guy out. Yeah, I shouldn't have played that second peek. I was just talking and clicking at the same time. I should have played this other Master Boss out since they're going to 5 here and have 3 lethal attackers. Now we're gonna have another turn cycle through here. Hopefully I draw a Carnasaur, but that was definitely a huge mistake on my part. The other peek didn't do anything. At least it like found this to make up for it, but it still wasn't particularly good for us. Sounds like Declan is awake from his nap. Thoomfish with the 6-month resubscription. Welcome back. I appreciate the continued support. Half a year. It's my job to one up. Alright, let's go ahead and fight this. And then I'm actually going to champ power this back into my deck here before I do anything. Because if I peek into the Carnasaur, see, like, I'd have lethal here if I would have, Alright, we actually hit the Carnasaur that draws a card. So we hit the Carnasaur that we put back into our deck like a professional. How is preschool and does Jake have a girlfriend yet? The teacher said he did really well, so that's nice. Things are getting a little mossy in here. Yeah, I feel kind of bad. I shouldn't have conceded that first game when I did. He probably could have won that first game. After seeing what they're doing, I think I still like our board plan, so... Actually, I think the scheme's probably bad. Yeah, I'm going to bring in the 2 Stinkhorns for his Psychotic Anarchists. And they also just attack, so... I think I like Harvest Moon better than Gossamer Tears. Let's give this a go. Harvest Moon is better with our champ power. I think this is fine. We've got this to look for a threshold for the Chlorophyllia. Oh. Just kept a hand with 3 wells. Alright, well, we might get a freebie here. And we hit that, so that's great. So that means we get to Chlorophyllia plus focus on 2, because we're a professional. Oh, and he got there. Mindpire is double Ruby, right? Yes, it is. So that means I wanted to make sure my opponent can't stick Mindpire next turn, and they cannot. So I'm going to go ahead, and I don't need to hold up Verdict to the Ancient Kings this turn. So I'm going to go ahead and play this. Now the question becomes, do I want to Chloro and Focus or double Focus? Pretty sure we want to Chloro and Focus. It lets us chant power again next turn guaranteed, and it gets our acceleration going. I wouldn't mind redrawing this Chlorophyllia either next turn. Yeah, happy to pick up another Verdict to the Ancient Kings. Probably going to use those plenty in this matchup. Oh, that's true. Yeah, it enables a turn 3 Master Moss. That's definitely something to consider. So if this card hits us, it goes into our deck, and then when we draw him, we lose the game. So, yeah. Okay, Yep, danger, Will Robinson. Danger, danger. We draw a lot of cards, so things are not looking good for us. Let's grab this Chlorophyllia here, I think. Maybe I'm supposed to have held this Verdict of the Ancient Kings up this turn. Opponent's deck is hilarious. It's definitely got a theme. We put into your hand or crypt, reveal it, and destroy you. This is a combo deck similar to what we were running earlier, correct. Only instead of Syzygies, we have copies of, what's the word? Cyclone Shaper. There's the Mindpire. Okay, so should have held the Verdict of the Ancient Kings up, I guess. It's unfortunate. Yeah, I guess getting the Peak into the deck isn't huge upside. I should just, like, pass and hold up Peak / Verdict there. Oh, and we each draw a bunch of cards when that happens. Oh, that's annoying. Of course it's right at the top of our deck. Well, if we're bound to lose one eventually, it's got to be to that kind of jank, right? As always, the deck lists are listed under the stream as well. This one is called Alley Combat Combo in my list of hex decks, and the actual full deck list itself will be published in the YouTube archive as well. You're not wrong. Yep. Yeah, we probably could have won game 1. I just like assumed the composition of his deck game 1 and just like assumed he was going to be able to deal 2 points of damage to us, but I should have just passed the turn and then see if we got to pass back to attack for 6. No, if Reggie goes into your crypt, you also lose the game. So, if you change course into it, you're going to change course right into dead. Correct, yeah. And I was just a little annoyed. We had like a lot of chances to draw 6 cards or cards that gave us redraws of those 6 cards, so shouldn't tilt drop. Oh god. God, this might be the last match of the day. I don't want to play mirrors. This might be the we'll just be done after this, and then we'll go play some draft. Do not. Things I don't want to do. Play this beer batch. I think I want to change course as opposed to Chlorophyllia here because I think generating velocity from putting the most Wintermoon cards back into our deck is important here. I'm going to grab another Oracle Song, and then I'm going to go ahead and Chant Power and put this and this. And maybe I should grab the resource there just because I'm going to Chant Power it anyways. There are 2 Verdict of the Ancient Kings in the reserves. No, I mean, this deck closes first. It's just there's not going to be a lot of interaction. It's basically just like a raw race to see who can get there first. Maybe we could light people on fire. That's not an awful idea. The problem is, like, I don't actually think the Angus deck is that good. So, like, I don't really like spending time playing it because I don't think it's that good. So, he said good luck in the mirror, so that means he can't interact with this card. So just like, jam it and then start going off next turn, basically. Start on Chlorophyllia here. Play this, put these 2 back into my deck, go ahead and Chlorophyllia again here. Kendrell with the brand new Twitch Prime subscription, thank you for the support, I really appreciate it, welcome. One thing we need to remember in the mirror is that we don't want to attack with empowered Cyclone Shapers if our opponent has Lullaby up. Something that's kind of important. We've had a few new subscribers today. Remember, after you wait about an hour or so for the servers to sync, you should check out our subs-only Discord server. We chat there about hacks and magic and all sorts of different stuff. All double blue spells in hand. Next game. Rough. Alright, we're going to bring in Verdict of the Ancient Kings. We're cutting all the Lullabies, I think. And we're going to bring in the Verdict of the Ancient Kings and the Master Mosses just to beat down. Yeah, I think that's fine. Save. The draft format, I believe there's a small window after the set releases, like a week or so, where they just draft all the new set, like 666, but then after that, it should be 665. And don't quote me on the all sixes draft. It might be 665 from the start. Don't quote me on that. Yeah, this hand seems fine. Scheming on 2 is going to be pretty good. It allows us to just get a bunch of time warps into our deck. Number of the Beast draft. Exactly. Draft of the Beast! Someone remind me to title my stream that weekend. So, 10 out of 10 scheming this turn. Not close. Just going to put a bunch of Mastery of Times in my deck because I'm pretty sure that's the single most important card. Like, wins the game later, and it's like draw a card, play a resource early. Next turn, we can play a Wild Shard and then play Oracle Song. Another thing that's actually kind of important about playing Scheme here is that it allows us to Oracle Song on 3 on the draw and not have to discard. Weekend at Eddie's. Like Ed, and Eddie's? Or is that a different reference? I'm not familiar with what that card does offhand. There's a lot of... I haven't kept 100% up on all of the spoilers. I'm the type of person that prefers to, like, ingest the set as a whole towards the end. So, like, I don't really follow on the bits and pieces, basically. Alright, we got a Wrathwood Master Moss here. They got to ramp and have velocity going here though, so yeah, they're 2 resources ahead of us basically because they were on the play. Yep, there's another accelerant. So pretty far behind here. Alright. Let's see if this guy can steal it. What's the card that auto-passes priority until... It auto-passes priority until we have something to do? There's a... Nope, I want the settings. Settings. Battle. Go to attack. Progress for set review with Keter coming. The set review is definitely happening. I'm going to try and do a variety set review, I think. Do different shard types with different people. Is that one of these other? I've changed most of these. Alright, so they could just go off here. Could very well be dead. I mean, I don't need to respond to anything here. I guess this doesn't line up very well against this. So that was a bad idea to bring this in. He just needs to find Psychic Ascension here. Oh, Bortle. Verdict of the Ancient Kings is exactly what we wanted to draw here. Free attack, free block. Okay, free attack, no block, deal. This can counter Psychic Ascension. Yep. We're like... This might be we're sub 5% to win the game, so yeah, we're just gonna pack it in. Whoa, 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 whoa! I am a simple man. I do lots of things for money. All right, I think I like his Harvest Moon plan, just like bring another cheap action in to make the Psychic Ascensions cheaper. Look, I'm all for let's be nice, but if Tiger wants people to be nice to him, he should try being nice to the rest of the community. Like, multiple people I play Hex with have entire folders dedicated to him. Of just screenshots of him saying things that just don't need to be said and shouldn't be said and make the game and him look bad. Make the community, not the game, make the community look awful. Take a little peekaboo here. Grab a resource over Harvest Moon. Next turn we will go Wild Shard, Oracle Song, Champ Power these two back into our deck. Neither of us have a Chlorophyllia start here, so we'll just kind of flailing around. What's the dollar amount to make me stream Magic Online again? I don't know. It's probably a couple grand a month. Because, like, if playing a game's gonna feel like work, I'd have to get paid, like, at least like it's close to work. Nah, I'm not too ridiculous. I'd probably stream Magic Online for, 10 hours a week for 2 grand a month. Yeah, that's fine. 10 hours a week, 40 hours for 2 grand. Yeah, that's what's that come out to? 40 or 2,000 divided by 40. Yeah, I'd take $50 an hour to stream Magic Online. That's about what I get paid for real work. Chlorophyllia is excellent because it basically doesn't cost a resource. We're also looking to accelerate early, so yep. Alright, let's pass the turn here. It's pretty bad, Liquidator. It's pretty bad. Change course sounds fine here. The other card was free, though, so maybe that's reasonable. We're going to change course to start. Huh. Do I want this verdict? I probably will just, like, never be sad to have a bunch of verdicts at some point. Put a peak and a focus back into the deck. The focus is, like, slightly less than the change course, but it's also free, so... I'm going to attack here. Remember that time I was going to shape? Yep. Love the no blocks. I'm just going to play this as basically gain a resource and has a verdict. Yeah, I'm going to fight over this. I have another verdict in my hand. Maybe that's a bad thing to fight over, since... That's probably a bad thing to fight over, actually, since if it would go to my crypt, I just get to champ power it back into my deck and be there later. Yeah, I don't really care about him using the Mastery of Time as, like, I don't think that's worth fighting over. So, one of the things that you have to realize about Hex is that Hex is a lot like Magic in a lot of ways, and one of the ways that Hex is similar to Magic is that I don't think it's realistic for Hex to ever be a large esport. I just don't think it's very possible, and I don't think Hex needs to be like something as big as League or Counter-Strike or something like that to survive and do well. I don't think it's ever going to happen that we're going to be that large just because of, like, the type of game that Hex is. Like, this game isn't meant for, like, Hearthstone reaches a large audience because it's intentionally simple. Like, it's very different than what Hex is. Change course is great. Would love to change course into a Divination here or something that generates velocity. Change course into another change course. Verdict, draw card versus Zodiac Divination. I'm going to take Zodiac Divination. Awesome. So now I can put that Verdict draw card back in my deck here. Actually, I can just Mastery of Time, right? I'm going to put this Verdict draw card back in and the Zodiac Divination. Yes, that's exactly right. I'd rather you'd want to show it to people that, like, play similar games. Am I just burning another Mastery here? Yeah, I think so. I think I want to peek next turn. This peek draws 2 cards. I guess I could have peeked first. It's very possible I should have done that. Let's Chlorophyllia before we peek for sure, because let's thin that Wild Shard out of our deck. That feels real bad. I'm going to take Oracle Song here because I'd like to draw 2 cards. Haven't Champ Powered yet this turn, so let's do this. And then Champ Power and put this Peak and this Oracle Song back into my deck. We're looking for Velocity, so if this song draws more songs, that's fine. Okie doke. Welcome to Brick City. Population us. Yep, gonna just copy Zodiac Divination because we want to just get the card draw rolling here. Hopefully they don't go off in kind next turn. They've got a lot less resources than we do, but they could definitely snowball that with some Mastery of Times. And there's Chimes. Alrighty. Well, that's real bad for us. Come on. Yeah, we just put a bunch of Zodiac Divinations in our deck. Let's pay some dividends. Free Chlorophyllia. Sign me up. I think I have a personality that a lot of people can relate to. Is what it comes down to. I think a lot of people, I just like, am fairly straightforward with the things that I do and say. My opponent's disconnected. I think... So this Cyclone Shaper we can kick up to 4, and then my cards will all have their cost reduced by 3. So I could grab this Zodiac Divination. I could also just grab this Arcane Focus, though, and that'll cost me less resources. So I think I'm going to do that. I net 1 less card out of it, but I get a random than my choice of 2 instead of 3 randoms. No, you exited the... It looks like you exited the game. Oh. Oh, I have to just resolve my card here? Oh, okay. Oh, I had to click OK on the box. Weird. What a weird... Okay. Strange. All right, well, I think that's enough.